I read Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, over 20 years ago. And there's stories in it that I remember vividly, such as the one in the last video about the emotional bank account. Then there's a story about how you fill up the emotional bank account, where Stephen bumps into a friend of his and he says, I hear you're going to all the baseball matches around the country. Why are you doing that? You don't like baseball. And this guy says, but my son loves baseball and I love my son. I'm going with him because I want to be with him doing the things that he loves doing. And it reminded me something about my parents. And they were interested in flying, and they were interested in cricket, and they were interested in textiles, and maybe something else. And as long as you were interested in those and watching cricket, like if you went on a holiday to their house, then cricket was on all the time over summer. So if you were interested in those things, then it was great. But let's suppose you wanted to watch tennis, or you wanted to do something that you were interested in, or you had a hobby that you were interested in. If it was a hobby they were interested in, such as stamp collecting, that was great. They would help you, but they were only interested in themselves. And if you did something that interested them, then great. If you did something that interested you but didn't interest them, then tough luck. And, my father was interested in computers and technology, so he came along one day and said, David, you should look at this, and I did. And I'm glad I did. It's a good thing that came from him. He was early on the scene, and he was in Canada doing something, and he sent me a postcard saying, wow, you need to look at computers. And that was, I think, in the 1970s. So yes, there's good things and there's bad things. And the bad thing is that I didn't get unconditional love from them. But on the good side, like I said, I got a good education, and I had wonderful holidays, and we stayed in good, nice places, and we traveled. Although back in those days, we only traveled in South Africa because international travel was expensive. Nowadays, you jump on a plane, go anywhere in the world, but back then, it was traveling on holiday in South Africa. So yes, as I say, there were good things, and there were also things that were bad, and one of the bad things was that they were only interested in themselves. And if you were interested in something that they were interested in, that was great, and if not, then tough luck.